Hey, coming at you on a Saturday morning. I was just on my drive home from my son's basketball game, and I could not wait to get in front of the camera because I got something amazing to share with you today. Son just finished his last basketball game of the season. He's an 8 and under. They played 9 games. YMCA league, all fun and dandy, right? His team this season scored a combined 16 points all season. Yes, you heard me correctly. They scored a combined 16 points. It was absolutely devastating. 8-year-olds are resilient, though. 8-year-olds really don't get pissed. The parents were upset. They were up in arms. The whole time, I'm just wondering, like, what's going on? What is going on primarily with the coach? If I had to describe this guy to you, he's probably in his late 40s, early 50s. He's got an 18 to 20-year-old son. They don't have a child on the team. They don't have a relative on the team. I don't know what compelled them to coach. Where I come from, it's usually a dad coaching the son or daughter, and then they coach the team, and they're all about it. This guy had no tie to the team, and I'm wondering, maybe he was doing a community service obligation. I'm not sure, but it didn't end up real well. And so each week I asked myself, I was like, is this guy bought in? Is this coach bought into teaching a bunch of 8-year-olds? And why would he want to coach a bunch of 8-year-olds and watch them get shellacked each week and come back and do it over and over again? So this whole idea of being bought in was top of mind for me on my drive home. I'm just like, I'm over it, right? I'm over the basketball season. It is what it is. My 8-year-old son's, he's all smiles. But let's stay on this theme of bought in for a minute. And the big question is are you bought in to your business? Are you bought into your position within the business? And being bought in is a mindset, right? Being bought in is a mindset. There are some practical steps that I'm going to describe to you in a minute, and I'm going to compare and contrast to what this coach was doing, and we'll determine together if he was bought in or not. I still don't even know. I showed up in smiles, but that was really, really about it. So being bought in mindset, right? What does that mean, right? Being bought in mindset. I think for starters, being bought in mindset starts with being solution focused, right? So being solution focused to a bunch of problems rather than piling on the problems. We need to be solution focused, right? So what would this coach do in order to be solution focused versus being in the problem, right? I would describe him as a clipboard coach. Okay, I would describe him as a clipboard coach, always writing things down, always walking around, always smiling. Didn't have a lot of solutions, or the solutions just weren't appropriate. When you're down 20 to nothing, dude, at halftime, running through plays on your clipboard with a bunch of 7 and 8-year-olds that can't dribble the ball is not a solution. Okay, so let's flip this to your business and say, are you bringing the appropriate solutions at the right times? And are you like squashing out the drama, right? Are you bringing the appropriate solutions, which is what your team needs, right? Your team needs a solution focused mindset in running and in being confident in running the business. Okay. Another example with this guy. My son still can't do a bounce pass. You know, the whole season was 12 weeks, 9 games, 12 weeks, a little bit of practice ahead of time. The fundamentals were never, ever taught, right? The fundamentals were not, they were taught, but they weren't practiced over. When I would tell you some of the other teams we played against, they had a 3-pass minimum rule. These are 8-year-olds. They would pass it 3 times to each other before one of them was allowed to shoot the ball. I mean, that's rock solid fundamentals. And here we are with our team. Our team maybe got the ball across the half court line maybe 30 times all season. They could not get it past the half court line. And remember, they only scored 16 points all season. Okay? So where I really think this guy dropped the ball and not being bought in was just drilling in the fundamentals, right? And so let's go back to how this applies to your business. All right? Is anybody in your business big timing anyone else? And I'm specifically talking about you, the leader, the owner, the founder, right? Is cleaning kegs too big for you? Is doing a ride along too big for you? Is helping out on a brew deck too big time for you, right? These are all things we need to be talking to about ourselves and thinking about and saying, for us to have a bought in mentality, nothing is too big for the founder. Nothing is too big for the owners, right? We've got to roll up our sleeves and get in there. There was a period where we were just growing exponentially and we didn't have to do it, but that's not the case anymore. We've got to roll up our sleeves and we've got to do what it takes. And we've got to block and tackle at the lowest common denominator to help our team, to encourage our team, right? Imagine if you spent 8 hours with a driver, you spent 8 hours with a sales rep and they were able to hear your lingo in talking to accounts and distributors. You have a cadence, you have a tone, you have a volume that is going to be like, oh, all right, I can do this. Yeah. I see the message of our beer now, our brewery. All right. So blocking and tackling, no big timing, being bought in, right? Last thing. By about the 5th game, I was hoping this guy was going to get together with some parents, get together with another coach and be like, buddy, what am I doing wrong? How can I help myself? Our coach was coaching on an island. Him and his son would show up with the biggest grins on their faces to practice in games. And I don't know whether it's like, I don't know whether maybe I'm like being a Florida man coach. You hear about all these Florida coach parents, Florida sports parents that get all crazy and fight the refs, right? I am not that guy. There were some parents in our league that were like that, but Florida parents are known for doing stupid things at athlete games. But this guy, maybe his bought in was just smiling. Maybe he thought he was going to push it osmosisly. But anyway, he was coaching on an island, didn't reach out for help, didn't ask parents, didn't ask other things. Okay. How does this apply to your business? We got to stop operating on an island. I'm asking you now, within your vertical, whether your vertical is beer, cider, spirits, I'm asking you to please get together with 2 other owners in your vertical once a month. I want you to share your successes. I want you to share your challenges. I want you to bring questions to them because we need to lean on each other's experience to keep the business moving forward. Okay? Find 2 other owners in your vertical, in your market, face to face, cup of coffee, beer, meal, and lay it out. If you need help coming up with a format, send me an email. I have a format available that I can send you to say, here's what we cover in an hour. Here are the guidelines. Here are the rules, right? And I want you to take this information back to your team, right? You may not be able to divulge everything because there's going to be some confidentiality there between owners. I want you to take it back to your team, and your team's going to know that you're bought in if you're leaning on friends and you're leaning on colleagues to get through the tough times, right? Awesome. So quick recap. The solution focused. Being bought in is about solution focused. It's about blocking and tackling at the lowest level. No big timing. And last, stop operating on an island. There are people out there that are needing help and wanting help and are willing to help you. I'm on to the rest of my Saturday. Talk to you soon.